protracted discussions, you'll be aware that proposals have emerged which are being commended by the Labour Relations Commission to the parties, that is, to the management side and the union side, for acceptance. The next step is that the documents will be finalised. They're not completely finalised at this stage, but the documents will be finalised over the next 24-48 hours. They'll go to the individual unions, and in accordance with their rules and arrangements, they'll consider at executive level, and more than likely we'll put them out to ballot over the next while. Obviously these discussions were very, very difficult discussions against the backdrop of public servants having delivered very, very significant savings over the last number of years. Prior to that, they took pay cuts averaging 7%. They had a pension levy averaging 7%. There's been huge reductions in the number of public servants. And now we had an ask of almost $1 billion from the current minister. We had a choice. One was to engage to try and shape the outcome of that to the best of our ability, or to stand back from it. And it was made very, very clear to the unions that in the absence of engagement agreement, the government was determined to extract the costs in any event, and they would do so backed up by legislation. So there's obviously a number of, I suppose, high-profile ingredients in the agreement or the proposals. The first one deals with additional working hours, and in short, for the broad range of the public service, there'll either be a 39-hour working week or a 37-hour working week, and there's various arrangements in order to get from here to there. An additional working week achieves three separate issues. The first one is, in some cases, it eliminates overtime. In other cases, it eliminates agency work. Or finally, it underpins reductions in numbers and keeps the show on the road. There are changes in the overtime arrangements, which are more favourable than the proposals that came from the management side. With regard to premia, the situation is that the management side wanted to apply time and a half on Sundays, and the outcome is time and 3/4. And there will be a compensatory payment for people losing that portion of their premium. What's called twilight payments will be abolished, and Saturday payments will be retained. Increments. The position with regard to increments is staff who earn less than $35,000 a year will in effect have a 3-month freeze on their increments. The next time they get their increment, it'll run for 15 months as opposed to 12 months. People between 35 and 65,000 euro, that'll happen to them twice. Above 65,000, the government has decided, without the consent of the unions, that they're going to cut the pay. There's going to be, in effect, two different levels. People who earn between 65 and 100,000, their pay will be reduced within their existing pay scale. So in other words, they will slip down the pay scale, and they will have an incremental freeze for 3 years, the lifetime of the agreement. But clearly thereafter they will have the opportunity to seek to go back up the pay scale. People above 100,000, in short, both the individuals and the pay scales will be reduced by government. From our point of view, the choice we had was to see if we could shape the nature of what the government was going to do in any event. Clearly we weren't able to make the pay reductions go away, but what we've attempted to do is design, or suggested design, for the earnings between 65 and 100,000 in such a way that gives people a prospect of recovery in due course.